Excellent. Excellent. I think we're live now. I believe that we are live. We're officially live. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling, the WOOS and WHATS of AEW Dynamite. Thank you all so much for trying to stay in. We've had some technical difficulties tonight. We had some technical difficulties tonight, but we're not gonna dwell on those. This is the WOOS and WHATS of AEW Dynamite. We're gonna be talking about Fighter Fest Night 2. We tried to have Moa Jaswal and Roy Lazowitz on here to talk about the event, but what we're going to give you the short and sweet of it. Give us a honk honk if you're joining us right now. Let us know that you're here. We're going to start off hot. This is Fighter Fest Night 2. Fighter Fest Night 2. And a lot of stuff happened. A lot of fun, wacky stuff happened. Let us know what you thought of the show. Jump in and tell us what you thought of the show. I'm going to start it off with my biggest woo of the evening. Unfortunately, it's my biggest woo because there's a lot of things that happened tonight, and I'm just gonna say it. Nick Gage is now he's not all elite. We don't know if he's all elite, but he's gonna be facing Jericho. He's gonna be facing Jericho next week at Fight for the Fallen, I think it's called, and they're gonna be having a death match. They're gonna have a death match with each other. It's a part of Jericho's 5 labors that MJF is putting them through. They had the match, Jericho and Shawn Spears, which actually I liked the match. I thought it was a really fun match before. And even though I don't necessarily like the idea of a 51-year-old beating, a 30-something with a chair, it's still, I get what they're trying to go with. He's overcoming all these odds. But then after that match is over, by the way, MJF was on commentary, and he did an excellent job on commentary. I really think everyone should give him a honk honk in there. Give us a honk honk for MJF's commentary if you thought it was good. But essentially, he sent out Nick Gage and said that you're going to be fighting him next week. Personally, I'm shocked that Nick Gage is in the company, and I'm shocked that Jericho would agree to fight with him. We've got Moa Jaswal in the chat. He's giving a woo. And Red, talk about Nick Gage. And Smiz is here too. Thank you, Smiz, for sticking by us here. Hi, guys. Yeah, we're all in the chat now right here. But Mo wants me to talk about Nick Gage. Nick Gage is fine. I think it's a big woo. I'm happy for it, and I'm representing Moet right now, who's really big into Nick Gage. I know Roy is too. Yeah, they're going to be having a match. What do you have to say here, Smiz? Glad it's not just the Pinnacle members. That's what I thought it would be. I thought it was just going to be the Pinnacle members as well. I was assuming that he was going to have a handicap match with FTR, and then what else would they do? Like something on a pole match with Wardlow. I don't even know what they would do, but they went this way, which I'm happy for. But the issue with Nick Gage being there at the second labor, how do you top that? How do you top him as the second labor? They've got to do a lot. They got to grab some surprising people. Otherwise, it's going to be a real bust come labor 3, if you know what I'm saying. Moving on. We've got some, by the way, MJF was so good on commentary. He had some fun lines. He made fun of Jericho. He said he looked pregnant, which was a little sexist, but that's what MJF does. He is that way. Moet's got a comment here. Nick Gage is amazing. He's like Eddie Kingston. He's a guy I would never expect to see on major TV. That's a good point. He should not be on major TV. No. You're making a good point. He's very shocking. Very shocking that he showed up. And he does have a very good presence about him. He has an aura about him that's very unmistakable. Smiz could mean some good debuts. Wink, wink, Daniel Bryan. Get out of here, Smiz. I'm not going to even entertain that thought. The idea of Daniel Bryan showing up is a pipe dream, even though I want to smoke from that pipe. I want that pipe real bad. Moving on. Let's get another woo in here. We got Darby Allin versus Yuka Wheeler. So Darby Allin has been in a thing with the Blade recently, where Blade keeps hitting him with brass knucks, keeps sneaking up and hitting him with them. So he had a match with Yuka Wheeler. Oh, no, I'm thinking of someone else. I'm thinking of Orange Cassidy. Don't get mad at me about this. But Darby Allin, he's having this match with Yuka Wheeler. Orange Cassidy's in the side with him. He's like his manager, and he gets hit by the Blade. But that's neither here nor there. They had a fun match. Darby really knows how to sell. Darby is really fun at selling. He really gets you involved in the match. And I really like when they wear tape around their ribs or on their arm from a match the prior week. That's something that's missing from AEW. They have these matches that like people getting ripped to shreds. There's blood every week, but they never show up with any battle damage. And I want more of that. I love that Darby's showing up injured. Darby should always show up injured. That should be his gimmick, that he's just always showing up injured. What do we got here? We got S. I'm scared that Gage is going to legit kill Jericho. Jericho looked that way too. Jericho did not look happy. He did not look happy to see that Nick Gage was at the top there, and he's holding a pizza cutter. He's holding a pizza cutter up there. That's not good. Swizz, I'm not sure about Yuka Wheeler. He doesn't seem to have any personality other than being with the best friends. Yeah, I don't see much. I think he moves really well in the ring, and that's about all I know about him right now. He feels very blah, but who knows? I think it's a weird fitting with the best friends, though. He looks like a Nightmare Factory person for sure. That's my personal take on that. Then we got Swizz here. Not sure what he's about. Yeah, we're not sure what Yuka Wheeler's about. We're going to find that out, though. Moet says, Jericho's Painmaker look is so damn silly. I can't believe he's going against Nick Gage looking like that. That's actually exactly my thought as well, Moet. That was in my what's column. We're going to get to that in a second, but no, let's just get to it right now because this is a wacky type of show where we're going to be going free walling. Yeah, Chris Jericho later in the night, he's just like, yeah, he's the most fierce, sadistic man that I'm ever going to have to face. So I'm going to have to show my most sadistic, violent side. And he turns around, and he's got this makeup, like he looks like he's been crying. Like it's just like it looks like runny makeup rather than like dramatic makeup. He looks like it's a bad kiss vibe to it. It doesn't look scary. It doesn't look intimidating. It looked kind of sad. Very good point, Moet. Moet's giving that point right there. Very good. I don't get why he's with the best friends, but maybe it'll work out. We're back to Yuka here. We don't know why he's with the best friends, but we're curious. We're all very curious. Tony, TK, get on it. Let us know more about this Yuka guy so we can find out. By the way, follow Loserly's Wrestling on Instagram and send us some emails at loserlyspod@gmail.com. We're going to talk about the news on Saturdays. We do that. And then Swizz says, his Rainmaker reveal made me cringe. All he's done is put on some black stripes. Then Moet writes, it kind of works in Japan. It's like a dumb anime look. And yeah, both valid comments. He really didn't do anything different, but I do appreciate when they're trying to make a grander persona. But we got to move on here. So yeah, Jericho versus Nick Gage. I'm excited for. I think we all are. We're not excited to see Jericho in his runny crying makeup, but you know what? That's what AEW is about. It's about give us something real good that we're excited about, and then something that's just like a bummer. Excellent work. We're doing great here. Okay, next up, we moved on from Darby. Darby got the win against Yuka Wheeler, by the way. The best part of that match, though, real quick, Orange Cassidy and Sting in their face-off. That is a big woo for me. When Orange Cassidy and Sting, they square off with each other, and then they do the kicks. Well, Orange Cassidy does the hands thing, then they do the kicks back and forth, and Sting jumps in, and they're booing their little baby kicks back and forth. And then all of a sudden, Sting does his, he has the big chest bumping thing, but this time he just like kind of weakly does it. Beautiful. The awareness on Sting. That's one of Sting's best moments in AEW. Dare I say ever. I know Roy was a big fan of that. Roy thought it was real fun when he thought it was one of Sting's best moments. Very interesting. S wrote, sure, Gage stabs people and robbed a bank. Sure, he went to jail. Jericho has a hat, though. I mean, what will a pizza slicer do against a silly Hot Topic hat? That's a great point. We never discussed whether the hats were allowed in this match. So I'm assuming that no, it's a death match, so hats are allowed, which could be a good defense against Nick Gage's pizza slicer. I hate the pizza slicer. Just a real quick thing. I'm not a big fan of Nick Gage, not because I don't think he's dedicated or any of those things. I think he's a bad influence. He's a bad influence on impressionable young wrestlers, and he gives them ideas that they shouldn't be having. They should not be having. But either way, and Moet gave a good ha-ha. Excellent point, Moet. An excellent point, S. That hat is going to come into play. Moving on. Let's see what other woos we have. Okay. A great woo here tonight. Lance Archer versus Mox in a Texas death match. I am not usually a fan of last man standing matches or Texas death matches. I don't like the counting. I think it takes a long time. At least Texas death matches, I think they used to be a 10 count and then a pinfall, or a pinfall and then a 10 count, which was a weird extra rule, but this wasn't that. They had a really fun match. It was a real fun, brawly match, blood immediately, of course. But they try to bring out all the stops. They got their kendo sticks, they got their barbed wire boards and some tables thrown into the mix, and a trash can. And we all like a trash can. I think they did a really fun job. And I love Lance Archer using a fan as a weapon. Using the fan as a weapon, I think, is a really fun thing. I know Mo has told me before that he did that a lot in Japan. And so I love, and using, obviously it was probably a plan. It had to have been a plan. Give us a honk honk if you know if it was a plan. If you know who that wrestler was, if that was a wrestler. Give us a honk honk if you knew that. Let's see. S wrote, Nick Gage is a bad influence. You sound like a dad. Yes, S, I am a dad. I'm a wrestling dad, and that's true. I agree, S. Sounds like a dumb dad. Dumb dad energy, Red. All right. Let's get off this. No, it's not dumb dad energy. It's just we don't want pizza slicers to be a thing. We just don't. Like the fact that I didn't want a duel of the butcher with a fork. The fact is a fork. I'm okay with these things sparingly, but the fact that just too much. And if you do it every match, it's no longer special. If Nick Gage uses a pizza cutter every match, you know he's going to use a pizza cutter. It's no longer special. But either way, dumb dad energy. Very good. Moving on, we got another woo here. I'm going to give you some what's too, actually. I don't want to have the end being all sad stuff. Frankie Kazarian versus Doc Gallows is a what. That's a what for me. Not because it was a bad match. It's just they both make me yawn so damn hard. They're very, very boring people. Kazarian's got this elite killer gimmick going on, which is fine. The best part of the match, though, that was Hangman Page at the end. Hangman Page comes out with his drink to help because they were stomping down the elite, or stomping down on Kazarian after he lost the match. And Hangman comes out drinking, and he's drinking like he looks a little sloppy. He looks a little too happy. He gets to the ring, and they start beating. He hands Don Callis the drink, and he starts fighting them because he's that kind of guy. He's that cowboy shit, you know. And then they start beating on him. Then the Dark Order come out to make the save. I thought this was a fun segment. I like the layer of having Adam Page drinking and looking a little drunk. I like that. I like that little wrinkle because I think he should fail one more time. That's my personal take on it. Let me know what you think. Do you think Hangman Page should fail another time? Moet wrote, now I understand my role in LLW. I'm the youth. All right, Moet. Come on now. You have dad energy at times too. Let's be honest. Swizz, there was a lot of forking in that match. A lot of forking. Very good point, Swizz. Just back to the Lance Archer John Moxley match. There was a lot of forking going on. A little too much. We're making some good points. Thank you all so much for agreeing with me. Moving on. Here's another woo. We got Orange Cassidy and the Blade. I thought that was a fine match. I thought that was fine. I think they did a fun job. And Orange Cassidy, I really like. I like Orange Cassidy a lot. He's got a lot of fire. He does make a lot of little mistakes. He makes a lot of little mistakes, not grabbing them properly and kind of like losing his spot a little bit, but he knows how to sell, and he really knows how to get the crowd behind him, and that's all that matters. Let's give you some more bad stuff, some real bullshit stuff. We already got Painmaker out there. I just wrote Painmaker sad. Brian Cage loves celebrations. I don't know if you knew this about Brian Cage. FTW did this little backstage thing where they're showing Ricky with the belt and how he's from Louisiana and they're going to be in Louisiana soon and he knows how to celebrate. And then they cut to Brian Cage, who's talking with one of the interviewers backstage. He's like, "They're going to have a celebration? I like celebrations too." He doesn't know. He doesn't sound like he looks. It's very uncomfortable. I was waiting for him to be like, "Who better than me? Cage? I'm Cage." He doesn't know what he's saying. But excellent job. Excellent job, everyone, for joining us. Loser Leaves Wrestling. This is the WOOS and WHATS. We're giving you the best and worst of this stuff. Here we go. Don't love Brian Cage myself. Very good point, Roy. We got Roy chiming in. Don't love Brian Cage. It's a very good point. No, I don't think anyone really loves Brian Cage. I think you're cool with him, but no one's a Cage head. No one's really into him that way. So I don't think he's not the right guy for this to be alone. He needs a voice. He's the wrong guy to get out of Team Taz, even though he really wasn't a fit. Moet, I think he forgot to tan his armpits. That's my best guess. Very interesting thought, Moet, because he did forget to tan his armpits. That's the place most people forget. S wrote, Hobbs rocking another super dope set of overalls. That's actually something I was going to bring up. Another part of my what's is FTW. They're having, first thing, like Taz, if you're watching Dark, Taz is big into gimmick infringement. When anyone wears black and orange, he gets very upset. He gets very upset because that's his colors. Now, I would love for them to have the same orange. Everyone in the group has a different orange. And then Hobbs was wearing this like UT burnt orange. And I just want some consistency. But you're right. Those were dope overalls. Very good point, S. Swizz, maybe too much deodorant, strong spray. That's actually a good point. If anyone knows if strong deodorant stops tanning process or hinders the tanning process, that might actually be a good explanation for why his armpits were so lily white. Very good point, Swizz. Mo agrees. Ooh, maybe. S gets it. Great overalls. They look so good. They do look good. I don't want to say they don't look good. I like Hobbs in my overalls. I like them a lot, but I just want to see a consistent orange color. Excellent. We're moving on. We're going to get out of this one. We're going to move on to some. Now, this is something that I wrote in a woo, and then it went into a what as they were talking. So I saw Chavo Guerrero come out. And he is now the executive consultant for Andrade El Idolo, and which I thought was interesting. I don't know why they're floating around these different managers for Andrade when, like, first thing, Vicky, I guess it was a stylistic choice. Maybe she didn't fit. Let Andrade be. Let him do the subtitles underneath. Let him talk. I like him talking. Why is Chavo coming out here? Because if there's one thing that Chavo ain't, is a talker. He comes out here and he's like got this baby face fire, and Andrade's a bad guy and he's getting cheered. It just made no sense. It made no sense to pair them together. I just wrote, why is Chavo here? And it was awkward because then the Death Triangle comes out and they're like, hey, you work for me now. And they disagree with that. The Death Triangle disagrees with that entirely. Let's see what we got here. Roy says, great overalls. Moet says, Red said they look like Little Rascals last week. I totally see it. I do agree. They still look like Little Rascals. But if that's FTW's gimmick, that they're going to be little rascals hanging around Taz, I think that's a good idea. Excellent point, Moet. Roy, I mean, all of Team Taz looks great. They all look great. Yeah, they all look great. They've never looked bad. We can't, except for the color scheme. S, fashion honk for Roy. Give a honk honk for Roy for that fashion honk. Thank you so much, S. We got a honk honk. Moet gives a ha ha. Roy Lazowitz, I'm honored. Honored. He got the honk honk. That's big. That's praise from Caesar when you get a honk honk, a fashion honk from the S. Swizz, I was so disappointed with Chavo. He was doing like a babyface promo. Thank you so much, Swizz, for agreeing with this. It doesn't make any sense. He was acting like a babyface. He was trying to be welcome back. It just didn't make sense. Why is he talking? He should be an agent in the back. That's where he excels. He's really good at that. If you want him to wrestle a few matches, sure, but don't put him on a mic. Don't put him on a mic. It wasn't necessary. So then we got Roy. I really love Andrade talking for himself. I think we're all in agreement. We want Andrade to be talking for himself. We don't need Chavo to be talking for him. It fuddles everything up. And then we had two people translating at the same time, but not translating everything. Because then we had Penta's guy, I forget his name, but he was translating as well, but not everything. It was just very confusing. We got to get better with this AEW. TK, we know you're listening. Moving on. We've got some stuff here. We don't got a lot more stuff. Let's give a what here. Proud and the Powerful showing pictures of the family to FTR. This was supposed to be a real emotional thing for FTR and Proud and the Powerful, or Powerful and the Pride. I'm mixing it up. Something about that. But Inner Circle crew, it's Santana and Ortiz. They're showing pictures. Santana was showing pictures of his family and him growing up, and then his mom doing important things. And I thought that was really nice. It felt like it didn't fit. Just didn't fit. It wasn't a big what. I like when they treat the tag team seriously and they give FTR and Santana and Ortiz something to work with. I just felt that this was a little out of place. And it felt like a build-up for a match I didn't even really recognize was happening. So let's just move on from that. I'm not going to dwell on that too much. But we'll see what the people have to say. It's Proud and Powerful. What was I saying? Was I saying Powerful and Proud? Very interesting. I thought the segment was a bit messy, but really good energy and forward momentum, which Andrade hasn't had. that's about the Andrade thing. I agree, Roy. I agree with forward momentum. We want forward momentum. Mo, I didn't love Andrade talking. Not sure I like how they translated Spanish and English constantly. It slowed down the promo. Super confusing for me. I agree, Mo. It was super confusing. They have to get their. They had too many similar things going on at the same time. I feel like, yeah, I think we're all in agreement. No one's disagreeing here. Did anyone else notice a weird sudden edit right as Santana was talking about his family? Yes, I noticed a sudden edit because at one point he's standing up, giving a fiery speech about his mom, standing up to slumlords, and they cut back to Dax, and then Santana's calmly sitting there like nothing ever happened. I don't even think the pictures were on the table. Very good point. Very good eye there, Roy. Very good eye. Then Roy, are you a proud and powerful fan? Roy writes, yeah, I think they're great, but underutilized so far. I am too. I think that they don't fit in the inner circle, not because that they're lesser than. I think they should be their own thing. I think they're so much more fun when they're not underneath Jericho's stranglehold. I think that they're more intense. I think they're more meaningful when they're alone. And their name is Proud and Powerful. Why the hell are they underneath Jericho? That doesn't seem very proud or powerful. Yeah, I think they're great, but underutilized. Love them with Conan. That we should have them back with Conan. I think we're doing some good things. I got one more what here. And this was a woo that turned into a what. And it's not even a what. It's a middle ground. But I wanted to mention it because I love Britt Baker and I love Nyla Rose. They had a match tonight for the Women's Championship. And I got to tell you, I wasn't into this match. It felt like a big match going into it. And I was all excited for it. The crowd was super into Britt Baker. And they cheered her throughout. But Nyla was a half step off. Anyone else notice that Nyla looked a little sluggish out there? Like she didn't have her wind in her. She looked like she couldn't keep up. And it showed because Britt was running circles around her. And it looks like she was waiting for her a few times in the match. And it was a little frustrating. And one thing, a note for Britt Baker, I know you're watching this, at least TK is, we get with your kickouts, with your close pinfalls, with those false finishes, get that shoulder up faster, make it a snap at right the end. You really have to work on that because that when Nyla Rose got you in the powerbomb and threw you down, I honestly thought that was the end of the match for a second. But you kicked out like right at 2. And I think you got to get closer to that 3. The Rock really knew how to do it. Rock was one of the best at this, to get up right at 3. It really gets the crowd to really think that's they're going to lose the match, and it's very exciting. Let's see what the Peanut Gallery has to say about this. DMD next Stone Cold. Oh hell yeah! Roy is a big Britt Baker fan, and she's hot right now. As long as they don't dilute her, as long as they don't treat her like she's John Cena when he had that hardcore gimmick and then he became a face and he's just like, I love the fans. Don't lose it. Be Stone Cold. Just like we said, be Stone Cold, Britt Baker. We love that. Nyla seemed like she ran out of gas halfway. Indeed. Agreed. Roy Lazowitz agrees. And we got Moet here. Hell yeah. We got a hell yeah. Give a honk honk for Britt Baker. Ref also seemed off. I think the ref, Roy makes the comment here that the ref also seemed a little off. I think that was because there was just a general off feeling in the match, and the ref got caught up with it. Everyone was off, but I think that the nucleus of the offness was at Nyla Rose. She seemed out of breath. Smooth says, "Oh, the moment when the tease belt shot was nice. The tease belt shot was. There was a lot of good moments in this match, and I got into it. The ending really it went nicely, but it just was off in the beginning, and I feel like that's one of those matches." If you take it slow in the beginning, and I know I sound like Jim Cornette, or what, real dumb dad energy, Moet? Am I being a real dumb dad for saying this? But I think that you have to start off slower. Let the audience come to you. Don't come to the audience. Start off slow, circle, just stand there and do nothing, and let the crowd feed off that. There was an energy in the crowd. They love Britt Baker. And we want to nurture that. And then we got S says Nyla's timing was off. I think it was because she was gassed. She's out of breath. Roy Lazowitz, yes. I'm not sure what that is pertaining to because there's a delay here. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but there's a delay. So yeah, I'm saying things and you're commenting in real time, and then I notice it about like 30 seconds later. It's not my fault. So we're all working together on this. We're all doing a great job. Back in my day, matches started off slow. Let's not do this. Let's not get there because we're all working together on this one. Oh man, I lost my place. How do I get back into there? I was looking at your comments and then I screwed it all up. There we go. We're back in the comments. I'm not trying to be an old man. I'm not Jim Cornette about this. I want to make sure that wrestling has some semblance of base, like a grounding, so you could keep going to the heights that it's gone to. AEW loves taking it to new heights, but we can't even see the ground anymore. We can't even see the ground anymore. We don't even know how high we are. We're in Jetsons. We don't even see the floor. Let's see the floor every now and then. Let's start off slow, build it up, and then now we won't get gassed so early. So then we can have a match that builds and builds, and then we have a great finish like we had tonight. Man, all the honks are you red. All the honks. S, bless you. And everyone, give everyone in the chat, all of you, everyone right now, give a honk for yourselves. Give a honk for yourselves. We really pulled it out this time. We had some technical difficulties, and blessed Moet. Blessed be Lord Moet, that painstaking. His fingers were bleeding. Trying to get the stream working for you with a 3-way stream with a new member of the LLW family, Roy Lazowitz. Give a honk for all yourselves. I'm expecting some honks in a second because of the 30-second delay, but thank you all so much. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. And you follow us on Instagram, Loser Leaves Wrestling. Make sure to go to Twitter, Loser Leaves Wrestling. Guys, send us some emails. All of you. Send us an email. Give us a question. Ask us a question. Doesn't even have to be wrestling related. We don't even give a shit anymore. Just ask us some questions at loserleavespod@gmail.com. But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my festive background and my Bill Murray elf t-shirt. I regret wearing this. But thank you all so much for watching. This is Loser Leaves Wrestling. My name is Red Jefferson. I'm here with Moet Jaswal and Roy Lazowitz. I'll have a great night. Everyone have a great night. Honk. Gonna get a honk. Give some honks in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. And Chico Marks, I love honking. It's the best. Bye. I'm getting out. Bye. No, I didn't do it. There's more to it. Your stream will stop immediately and you will no longer be live. We're working on it. We're working on it right now. Thank you so much. Bye. Did my